This class is called Giving and Philanthropy, and throughout the semester, we decide who we want to give $100,000 of real money to. We started at 75 different nonprofits.
Welcome to Hope for Everybody, a channel that exists to highlight people and places that are all about providing hope to people in need. Check out today's episode.
Well, Kirsten Wright, thank you for joining me this afternoon on Hope for Everybody.
Hi.
Hope for Everybody, of course, is our channel that's going to highlight people and places and how they're making a difference in our community. And with us this afternoon is Kirsten Wright from TCU, Texas Christian University. And is it
I'm personally in the Adveran School of Liberal Arts, but the class that I'm taking is an honors class.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the honors class, Kirsten.
Yeah,
First of all, tell us about yourself, what your major is, what you're pursuing, and how you came to be in this class.
Okay, so hi, I'm Kirsten. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm currently a junior at TCU, Texas Christian University. I'm studying economics and Spanish. I'm a dual degree in those, and then I'm a general business minor, and I'm also in the honors college. So tackling a lot of different things, but in the honors college, you have the option to do upper division honors, where you can do university colloquia classes, and these classes are not your traditional kinds of classes. Like, for example, I took my last semester's colloquia class was on apologies. It was called Sorry Not Sorry, and we talked about different kinds of public apologies and kind of how to analyze like those kinds of things. There's classes like, I don't even know, like on food or culture or just things that you don't typically take within your major, and exploring like other topics. But the class that I'm in right now, which is the most sought after class, like every honors student wants to take this class, is called Giving and Philanthropy, and it is so popular that they've had to add 2 sections, and it's only offered in the spring. But there is maximum 18 students who are allowed into the class, and throughout the semester, we kind of choose nonprofits within Tarrant County around TCU to decide who we want to give $100,000 of real money to. So we started at 75 different nonprofits. Each of us in my class nominated 4. We learned about the nonprofit sector and how to be a donor in philanthropy for weeks, had conversations about these different nonprofits that we nominated, brought it down to 36, so we have to eliminate them until we decide which 5 nonprofits at the very end of the semester we want to divide $100,000 and donate to. That makes sense.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, it's a big task that we were asked to do, but it teaches us a lot of life skills and helps us learn like why the nonprofit sector is so important.
So, tell us about some of the things that you learned in this class.
Yeah, so I have learned why being a donor is important, why giving a percentage of either your time, your talent, your money back to your community is important, because it isn't just directly tying back to you and how you live in your community, but it's helping other people. And I think as a Christian, like values to serve other people are really important. We learn how nonprofits operate. They aren't for profit. So most of the money goes back directly to the people that they're helping, often for no cost at all from those people. We talk about how overhead costs are actually important for a lot of nonprofits, like paid employees and office expenses and management. Like those, just because it's a nonprofit, that doesn't mean that they're not allowed to have those costs. That doesn't mean that 100% of their donations go directly towards those people. Like, in order to operate, you need those costs. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned out of this class, because before taking it, I hadn't really thought that like paid staff is like such an important factor, and that like nonprofits need funds for that. But I mean, we learned how to analyze the 990s and read so much literature and studies that have been done with nonprofits and just philanthropy in general. We write our own philanthropic statements for how we want to use our time, like in college and beyond too. So those are just a few different things. We've done a lot, had a lot of discussions.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the operating capital, the overhead. Mm-hmm. I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and I think this is very common with the public, that most public, sometimes when you talk about nonprofits, they think that means they make no money. Mm-hmm. They have no money, mm-hmm. and they have nothing. So yeah. and they shouldn't, because mm-hmm. they're nonprofit. They're not supposed to have money.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to have staff. They're not supposed to be paid staff. I mm-hmm. cannot tell you the number of people that call me thinking we just give everything away because we have to, and we're nonprofit. Yeah. We're supposed to. Yeah. And I try to tell them, when rent's free, mm-hmm. when groceries are free, yeah. when electric's free, then we can talk. Until then, mm-hmm. somebody's got to pay these things, right?
Exactly.
And a lot of foundations don't like giving money for operating capital.
I know, yeah. A lot of donors too, and that's why they'll restrict their funding.
Yeah.
Because they think that they just want to support the program that they're interested in supporting, but the reason that those programs happen are because of the staff, because of the management, all
yeah.
that stuff, and those things are, in a way, equally as important to fund as well.
Absolutely. So that's really good that I think you guys are learning that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about, you started out with 100 or mm-hmm. 75?
75.
You started out with 75. Mm-hmm. You whittled it down. Give some of the charities and things that you looked at. Maybe you don't have to give names, but just names that you considered, or types of charities.
Yeah, I mean, since there were 75 and we were limited to Tarrant County, there were just so many different kinds of philanthropies that we looked at, which included animals, like children, homelessness, food, like just all the basic things like we covered. But my class decided that on a bunch of different values that we agreed on as a class, such as alleviating need, helping vulnerable populations, inspiring philanthropy. So we had like this base set of values and things that we believed as a class to help us sort through these organizations and like decide if they kind of supported what we believed in. And if they didn't, then we decided to let them go off our list. Hope for Prison Ministries has made it through 2 debates, and we have believed that y'all do good in our community.
If you're liking this content, don't miss out on future episodes. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Now back to the show.
At the beginning of the semester, my professor gave each of us a $10 bill, and she said, over the next week, I want you to go do good. And I was like, wow, I'm just stunned. Like, what do I do? The options are like endless. And what I personally decided to do was inspire others to do good as well. So I reached out to my sorority sisters, my residents. I'm a resident assistant at TCU, family members, and I was like, hey, I'm in this class giving in philanthropy. We have an exercise to do good. I have $10. Will you help me get to $20? Will you help me duplicate my money or turn it into something greater? And my goal was to go then and buy everyday essentials for the Ronald McDonald House of Fort Worth and just donate that. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I ended up reaching $50. So I went and I got toilet paper. They said that they really needed like individual cereal packets and stuff. So I got those and I delivered them. And I did feel like I was doing good, because even though I only had just 2 bags of stuff, I was welcomed. And I had like the lady who received me at the lobby had a huge smile on her face, and she was like, thank you so much, like this is so kind of you. And I feel like just putting in the extra work, like raising more money, going to the store to buy those things, dropping it off too, like did in a sense not only feel good like for me, but I did feel like I did good. So we had in the beginning we had a donor, and she's gone on and done other things, but she would just go buy. She knows that every time somebody comes, we never use the same sheets. We always buy like a set of new sheets, And so she would go buy the bedding set for us.
And so at one time, we would have like this room stacked full of bedding sheets that were just waiting for new people to come. And it saved us having to buy them. And it's
exactly. I think
makes a huge difference. People don't realize just the little things.
Just the little things.
Can make a difference.
Can make a difference, seriously. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you make so much money or not. You should still consider like giving back to your community. And maybe it's not money. Maybe it is your time and talent. Like, and volunteering, like your hours without getting paid, like just to give back is so important, not only like to do good in your community, but just to make our world like a better place in general.
She broke her leg for the cause. No, I'm just kidding. She went all out. So, Kirsten, it's so awesome to hear about this TCU Philanthropy program. I know you said that people are nominated. This channel is watched by quite a few nonprofits in the area, and I know they're watching this going, how do I get my organization nominated? How would they? Is there an open forum, online forum, anything that they can do to get their name, their organization in front of the TCU program?
Unfortunately, there isn't a way. I couldn't even nominate an organization that I've been affiliated with, so we're not allowed to do that just to take out the bias or complications in the process. It's completely up to each student and what they want to nominate first in the beginning, and then we're not allowed to nominate like things that we're affiliated with. So yeah, and our professor said that she's had many nonprofits reach out to her and try to take her to lunch, of course, but yeah, she doesn't have a say in any of it. She's kind of just there. Like, it really is the students who are driving the class. Though? Honestly, I think she said she has gone for a free lunch. But... Okay.
Well, hey, we'll do that. No. That's great. So I'm so thankful. Of course, you heard her say earlier that Hope Prison Ministries has become one of the finalists. We don't know whether anything is going to come of that or not, but we are ever grateful.
Hey, and I'm going to fight. Grateful. I'm going to fight in our debate because I just think this mission is so incredible and just saves so many lives and helps such a vulnerable population. And I feel so drawn to it, even though I have no really ties in my own life. But I feel like it's such a great mission and organization, and all the work that you guys are doing and everything that I've seen and learned has been so inspiring.
Thank you so much, Kirsten, for joining us today. And for allowing us to give you a tour of the program and everything. And we look forward to seeing what God does with the grant, but also with you in your future and your fellow teammates and peers and people that are helping. So exciting to see. When you guys do the award, is there going to be any kind of like public, hey, come on down to TCU, yes, you're receiving this award thing?
Yes.
We get one of those giant purple checks?
Yes, you do. Yes! There is a giant check.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it'll be your class that's giving it to us?
Yes.
Well, now, I assume that you guys have been, like you have a little team, a micro team of the 18 people or whatever. Mm-hmm. You guys... When the last 5 are chosen, it will be a whole class thing, right? It won't just be all. It will be like the class that says we're going to do this for these people. It is, although I'm here representing like the class and I'm the one writing the briefs, kind of making the documentation, knowing more than my other classmates. Like, they are also reading all this information and learning about your organization and all the information that I have. So they're going to be just as equally like knowledgeable in the decision. I was just here like in person and stuff, and definitely we all have like our favorites and what we're drawn to emotionally, sure, and just with past like connections too. So but yeah, it's a class. Like, we decide in the end, and we don't leave the debate until we decide on the 5. So we start at 2 p.m. next week. And can we be spectators? Can we be a fly on the wall?
I wish. Yeah, I mean, it's notoriously known to go, like, it's gone to like 1 a.m. before in past years. Like this, like, we will sit there and we will talk and debate and, you know, state our cases and stuff until we decide on the 5 and how much we want to give to each.
Is it typical that when you get to that 5, it's just, hey, 20 each?
No, we can't. We're not allowed to do that.
Oh, they rule that out.
We're not allowed to split it evenly. Yeah. So we have to decide also, like, the 5, how much we want to give to each, if it's going to be unrestricted or restricted, all those things. So, yeah.
Did you ever see the movie Brewster's Millions?
I have not.
is a movie you should definitely see. Have you seen that? It's hilarious. It's an old Richard Pryor movie.
Okay.
And he inherits $330 million from his white uncle. And his white uncle says that what he's going to do is he wants to make Richard, well, in the movie his name's Brewster. He wants to make Brewster so sick of money that he never ever wants to spend another dime. So he tells him his challenge is he has to spend $30 million in 30 days without owning any assets at the end. He can't own a single asset. So he has to literally spend $30 million in 30 days and not own anything at the end in order to get the big inheritance. So it's almost like I could just see them saying, we're just going to make you just fight. This is going to be, you're going to have to really debate and argue over this.
All a learning experience.
It sounds so cool.
I know.
That is such a cool class.
I know.
I can see. And tell us again, for the record, where'd the money come from? You said
so the
Philanthropy
money,
Lab
yes,
or something?
it is. We're partnered with the Philanthropy Lab, and they are just a big group of, it's a nonprofit, and donors donate to them, and they distribute the money to these kinds of classes all over the country. Like TCU was one of the first to adopt this class, but I know there's one at Baylor and Harvard, Stanford, just all over the country. And the thing is like the class doesn't have, like, they're in different departments. Like I know at one school it's in the philosophy department, another school it's a business class, but at TCU it's an honors colloquia class. And so it just depends.
And the Philanthropy Lab is based where, do you know?
It's based in Fort Worth.
Oh, it's based in Fort Worth, really?
Mm-hmm.
So it's this, wow,
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people I need to take to lunch, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, I really appreciate the time that you've spent with us. I thank you so much for your consideration. I trust you're going to be a strong, passionate advocate because you're a strong, passionate woman. I really respect that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chandler.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining us on Hope for Everybody, and tune in next time when we'll have someone else that will talk about how they help provide hope for everybody.
We've reached the end of today's episode of Hope for Everybody. If you'd like to be a part of the show and tell us your story, please visit us online at hopeforeverybody.org.